iTunes, Spotify, Catch a Glimpsers on YouTube. Welcome back to the Catch a Glimpse podcast, episode 34. Keaton, what?
Dude,
Pretty, he's
what?
laughing at me.
No,
What's so
no,
funny?
nothing.
No, nothing's funny. Okay, well,
I was
well.
thinking about something that happened a long time ago,
Right.
or like
Long
five
time
seconds
ago.
ago.
Yeah. So everybody, welcome back to episode 34 of the Catch a Glimpse podcast. The Catch a Glimpse podcast.
Clatch it together.
Everyone. Frankie's not here for those of you who are on the audio version of the podcast, and I think we should just hop right into this podcast. We got a couple things to talk about. A
Yeah.
lot of stuff has happened over the past couple weeks.
Frankie died.
Frankie's gone.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
his funeral was a couple days ago. We had to just shove him in a box and send him down the river. Who's that guy's name? That
I know exactly who you're talking about.
Foley? Something Foley?
I can't place a name to it.
I live in a van
Down by the river.
Is Don Foley or something? I don't know.
That could be
big
it.
guy.
I'm not
I don't
sure.
think he's with us anymore, sadly. But he was very funny. That
Mhm.
scene in particular. But to hop into our topics here, the Super Bowl is on the 13th, I believe. Right?
Yeah.
13th?
I want
think
to
it's
say
the
that's the
13th.
date that I just looked up.
The Super Bowl is on the 13th, and the people who are playing is the Rams and the Bengals.
Yeah.
Who would have thought at this point
Well,
the Rams and the Bengals be going head to head?
Just point out for Frankie from the grave.
Rest in peace.
Peace
out to you, homie. Pour you one.
Frankie's not dead, by the way.
He's not dead.
Frankie called.
He's dead to us.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Frankie called the Bengals out from the beginning. So,
As like they were gonna be in.
Like in the Super Bowl, yeah. When like playoff bracket ensued, Frankie called Bengals going all the way. I called Bills, which I think the Bills would have been if OT rules are different. Again, same story with, I think it was the Chiefs as well. But
I think Frankie's a time traveler. I'll be honest with you, because he said, "Oh, Bengals are going to be in the Super Bowl," and then he said the opposite and said that, not directly, but he said OBJ said no to a Super Bowl victory, but yet he's in it now.
So I don't think that makes him a time traveler. I think that just makes his guesses guesses.
All right, man. I'm just trying to give like Frankie some sort of like boost of ego here.
The Bengals pick is a good pick, so I'm not like discrediting him, but
yeah. Unless you have something else to say here, I got some tweets from our good old friend TimtheTatman. He's not really our friend, but
well, I think prediction wise, I want the Bengals to win. I think the Rams will. I think the Rams will win by a full touchdown.
It's just irony to know that. The only reason I want the Rams to win is because of Frankie's quote. That's all. Just like nothing against Frankie, but it'd be very funny.
I'm very happy with the teams that made it in terms of like who they are. I know Frankie touched upon this last podcast with just like the Rams team and the Bengals team. They don't like, that's not typical, playoff occurrences. So that's nice that they're the ones in the Super Bowl and it's not just like a Buccaneer and whatever.
Yeah.
That's big news actually, is Tom Brady retired. So that's kind of crazy. When the news dropped,
it was very unexpected.
It was a little unexpected, especially just like when it happened, I think. But I guess it's better to get it out there earlier than later. I thought maybe you would wait until like the Super Bowl's over or something. But it's
sorry, and also the Washington football team is no longer called the Washington football team.
Yeah, they actually picked a name now.
Yeah, they're called
I think it's Commanders.
I'm looking through DMs. Washington Redskins' new team name is now the Washington Commanders. Yeah.
So I think that's a
And
pretty decent name.
yeah, for going from Redskins to Washington football team to Washington Commanders, I think that's a pretty good swap, and it like keeps the same stigma.
Yeah.
But like with what do you like Native American blood, like genes that I have and my mom and family has. I even said to my mom, I was like, "Oh, they changed the Washington football team's name to the Commanders." She goes, "I didn't even see a problem with Redskins."
Yeah.
So whoever was like, "Yo, I don't like that name. That makes me sad," like it was probably somebody who's not even like in any relation to a Native American. You
Yeah.
know,
Yeah, that's
they're
very
yeah
much the time we're in is people get kind of
offended
angry for
when they
other
shouldn't be
people.
offended.
And yeah, like if there was it's definitely a name of a different time.
Yeah,
Um like maybe they could have tweaked it so it's not, as blunt as it was, but
the
I
red people,
no. I like the like I like that it
the Red
was
Raiders. Oh, the Raiders are already people. Sorry,
I
I'm
like
sorry.
I like that it had a place in the NFL.
Me
Like
too.
it
The Red
did
Commanders.
cuz even if like there's no like looking at the Redskins and thinking like, "Oh, I hate that being a football team name. That disgusts me." Like that doesn't
Right.
make sense to me cuz
Did
it's
you
like
see that?
I,
Did I'm sorry to interrupt you. Did you see that?
I saw like a
Like
wisp.
that was weird. Okay, whoever's on video format, this is literally one of the topics we're going to talk about. I don't want to steal the light from you right now, but I was looking at my camera, and there was a white wisp that just like moved past. I didn't see it in front of me. I didn't see it in my peripheral. I just saw it on the camera. That is so weird. Okay, I'm sorry. Continue. I'm getting chills now, dude. Sorry,
Um
go ahead. I'm glad you saw it.
yeah. Yeah, so just like I don't think there's anybody out there that thought like, oh, the Redskins and that being like a football team name is inherently bad. Because if it was like the Redskins tagged to like a bad organization or something that was inherently negative, then it makes sense to get rid of it and to like have outcry. But like, for it to be a football team name, I think is fine because it's bringing light to that. It's
Right.
like showing how that's a part of the United States, how it's part of this national brand. So
Mhm.
I don't know. There's both sides, everything, and I would assume someone would be able to educate me much more on it than what I
Right.
know. But yeah, I didn't mind it being Redskins. Of course, again, that's not my place to mind. But I think Commanders is a good team name. But again,
Yeah,
you're losing
I
out
do as well.
on the original name. So yeah.
And I'm sure Tim the Tapman didn't mind either with that change name. And what a great segue this was to
That was
talk
crazy.
about. Yeah, to
Wow.
talk about Tim being the ultimate jinx. For those of you who don't know who Tim the Tapman is, Tim the Tapman is a streamer, YouTuber, content creator, anything you want to call him, a dad, um, fall damage himself. That he literally plays Call of Duty to thousands and thousands of people, millions, if you will, on YouTube. Was on Twitch, I think, like 6 months ago, and that he has been on Twitch for like years. But recently, on Twitter, he gives his football predictions, and let's just say they were right. He's the best at being wrong.
Yeah.
Um,
Well,
here's
straight
Go
off the
ahead.
bat, he's a Cowboys fan.
Right.
So like when he's a Cowboys fan and he's rooting for the Cowboys, Cowboys are gonna keep losing.
Yeah.
And that's literally like the Cowboy motto is just like there's always next year. Like we'll get him next year, and that's
Yep.
still what's happening. So
And Dr. Disrespect, also a content creator, is a 49ers fan, and Tim the Tatman, a Cowboys fan. This is all started years ago, but most prevalently
mhm.
at that game. Um, he was making tweets like, "Oh, the Cowboys are going to win. They were up," and then all of a sudden it just got swept from him. And then he tweets and says, can't wait to watch the 49ers get destroyed by the Packers. And then we lose.
Yeah.
Right? And
But
then
again,
yeah,
I want to point out only by 3.
right. And then he goes, "Y'all think I'm a jinx," in his next tweet. "Here is what is going to happen tomorrow. Tampa versus Rams, Tampa. Buffalo versus Chiefs, Buffalo."
Like,
Rams beat Tampa and Chiefs beat Buffalo.
like he's
Like,
killing my picks.
right.
Like, dude, you just sacrificed my Buffalo pick and just like, man.
Also, and his last tweet was, "My football picks last week were a fluke. This week, I'm here to show that I'm not a jinx for my sports picks. Bengals versus Chiefs, Chiefs. 49ers versus Rams, 49ers. Again, Bengals won, Rams won."
Yeah.
Like,
He
and then on
should
top,
he
yeah,
should
go
literally
ahead,
be an analyst, and then like he'll just say whatever, picks he has, and it'll just be the complete opposite.
right.
And I'll be
And
fine.
on top of that, ESPN, whoever controls their TikTok, made a great video. I don't know if you've seen it, but it was like a guy, and he saw that Tim tweeted his Super Bowl predictions, and he was like, "Oh, I think the Bengals are gonna win," or something like that. And the guy's like, looks at his phone, he's like, "Oh, the tweet," and then he runs to his room, he headbutts the door so he can get through it really quick, and then he dives into his room. He searches on Google how to sell my house, and then he sells his house, goes to like the bank saying, "Hey, I'm just taking out all my life savings and my child's college fund to bet on the Super Bowl, so don't worry about it." And then he goes, "Oh, did TimtheTatman tweet out his Super Bowl predictions?" He goes, "Yeah, he did." He goes, "Oh, thanks for the heads up. I got to start doing that too." So then he like bets all of his money on the opposite team of what Tim picked. So it's a very funny video. But yeah, TimtheTatman, biggest jinx ever. Biggest jinx ever.
I just want to quickly throw back to the Tom Brady retirement, of that just being like, first of all, huge. And with any big player retirement, like Tom Brady, loved by few, hated by many. It's still a sad day, like when it happened, because it's like he's still a huge player. Like you would find that in any sport. Like if like when Michael Jordan retired, people weren't like, not everyone's just like cheering and stuff. Like it's still a sad day, like when a greatest of all time does retire. So it does suck. Sure. But now it's gonna be interesting to see what happens from there on. I literally texted in the group chat like after I put in there that he retired, just like the Buccaneers got like a couple of years of fame, and now we'll see what happens. And yeah, they're gonna need a new quarterback, and they have a solid team, but it's off season now. You don't know what's gonna change with their team.
Right.
Literally everyone could just leave it because it's like, oh, well, Tom Brady's not here now. Let's dip. Like that doesn't mean that they're gonna have a good team next year. So it would be a little curious to see what happens, especially with the Buccaneers. But if that's it for football talk, I think we go hop right into some big news in the gaming industry.
Oh yeah.
We have Sony acquiring Bungie, and
Bungie, huge company.
Yeah, huge company. I don't remember how many billions it was. It was, I just think single digit.
I think it was like 9 billion.
Yeah, 9 billion. That sounds about right. Yeah. So Sony owns Bungie now. They're keeping it. It's like a separate, like
company.
Company. Developer. So it's not like fully dissolved into them or whatever. So they're still gonna be doing like their own stuff. They're not like getting commands from Sony directly. I'm sure some of it will, but they just own, like their titles and stuff like that. So most notably is, like Destiny, and then
Halo.
Yeah, like I think it was like maybe one of the first Halo games that they worked on. So they own like some of that stuff.
Yeah, and people are getting like the whole story wrong. They're like, "Oh, Sony PlayStation owns Bungie or Halo now, which means they could take off Halo from the Xbox." Like, no, they can't.
No.
They cannot.
I think the extent that they, like, what they could do with it in my totally unbusiness minded opinion, is they have like the assets of that Halo. So
Hmm.
I feel like the best case scenario is they could re-release that Halo on Sony devices
Yep.
because that's one that they own. I don't even think that they could re-release the remastered of it. I think just the original, so they have to port it. But I think what they could do is, and I brought this up to you before, is like those Sony like fighting games where it has like all the characters from all different Sony games. They
Yep.
could probably like they'd have the ownership of the assets to like chuck Master Chief in there now. I think
Oh yeah.
like that's probably the extent of what they could do. The stuff with Destiny, they said that they're not gonna like make it exclusive or anything. Like it's still gonna be all platforms. They're not gonna like hold anything, which is just like the same thing that Microsoft does with Call of Duty. They're like they specifically said we're not gonna like hold this from a different platform. They're all gonna be open,
Yeah,
so that's good.
and to open your eyes on like a different aspect of Microsoft owning Activision and Blizzard, right? Here's a different thought. Who knows if they'll do this, but this is just something that I saw on TikTok. This guy was talking about how what would be the odds that Microsoft puts Call of Duty on their Game Pass, right? And
I
their Game
think
Pass is
it's gonna be
$5 a month, right? So it's either $60 every 2 years for a Call of Duty, or $5 a month on Xbox. People might want to buy Xboxes more than PlayStations now, only for that pure fact that Call of Duty would be cheaper.
yeah. I guess if you are looking at it just from like console standpoint, that is a pretty big like Xbox Plus because you're thinking you paid $60 a year anyways for COD. So the fact that it's probably gonna be spaced out to COD every 2 years, and then you're just paying for the Game Pass, it would be a
Yep.
pretty good deal for the Xbox consoles. For PC, it's PC. You
Mm-hmm.
could go either way if you just want to buy it every 2 years, or if you want to just get the Game Pass and have the access to the other games. So yeah, it's definitely a big plus if like your main
And
game is COD.
yeah, on top of that, like with PlayStation and like Xbox, with them getting like newer consoles, games are gonna come up in prices. Like I already know that PS5 is gonna jump their prices up for games to like $70 instead of 60.
Yeah.
So it could always go up from there. Honestly, it could be $80 down the line for a game,
Imagine they
which I think is
drop
so. Oh
imagine
yeah,
they
go ahead.
drop the next well, we got to get through Modern Warfare 2 2022, and then the COD after that. Then we're going to go to that 2 year cycle. So imagine like
Hmm.
that COD, they make it cost $120
Jesus, and
just to
then
like profit
there's
for the
other,
2 years.
yeah, and there's other bundles like the deluxe version
Oh
and
my
the
gosh.
ultimate deluxe version and like the pre-order ultimate deluxe version, which is like probably with $120 base, probably $200. You know,
That'd be crazy.
just a Call of Duty, man.
Yeah.
Same thing every year, just reskin game, different names of guns and different maps. Yep.
It's
Uh,
I was thinking about that recently. Is it's like so sad how garbage COD is right now, because like I actually want to play a COD game,
yeah.
and it's like, all right, go through the list. Vanguard, no, Vanguard sucks. Warzone, no, Warzone sucks.
Yeah.
So Caldera, no, Caldera sucks. And it's like hop
Cold War.
back a generation. Cold War is a decent game, at least from Modern
I
Warfare
think multiplayer
2019 and Vanguard.
multiplayer wasn't the best feeling.
I
I
com-
honestly would prefer multiplayer on Modern Warfare than Cold War.
oh, I would not. No thanks.
I think it's only because I played Modern Warfare's multiplayer more and unlocked like the mastery camo.
Mm.
That's probably why I think that. But
But then, yeah, like I could hop back to Cold War. I don't really want to do much more on Cold War. Um, and then you go to Modern Warfare, not play Modern Warfare. And then you go to Black Ops 4, and it's like Black Ops 4 servers were popping at all times,
Yeah.
and I didn't have to play it on PlayStation, then that would do that, but that's not gonna happen. So like this next COD, if it's, which I already know is gonna be Garbo because it's Modern Warfare 2 2022.
It could be the like OG Modern
No,
Warfare 2 though. You don't think so?
no, dude, it's not. It's
Come on,
only
man.
called Modern Warfare 2 because it's a sequel to Modern Warfare 2019. It has
They can't. Well, okay,
zero comparison to Modern Warfare 2 from back in the day.
Can they? Isn't that like a rule that they can't like make the game the same name as like a previous game?
They can do whatever they want. They can make Modern Warfare 2 2024 next. It doesn't matter. They can make
Can
Modern
they
Warfare
make
2
another-
2026. They can just
they
keep
make a-
doing it.
Can they make a Call of Duty Black Ops 2.5?
Yeah.
I'll take that.
Like, literally, the only reason why they're calling it Modern Warfare 2 is because they know what Modern Warfare 2 was. And so then there's going to be a bunch of people that are going to buy the game like, oh, it's going to be Modern Warfare 2. Let's go. No. You're getting the
No.
sequel to 2019. That freaking dumpster fire where your radar doesn't work and you have kids hiding in corners. Like, no thanks, man.
I feel like we're bashing on a game that we have no idea what like it's about. Maybe it'll be good. Honestly, who knows? You know, maybe they will
Maybe.
listen to people. You know,
Dude, we
maybe.
we're going from Modern Warfare 2019 to Cold War, which Modern Warfare 2019 engine, beautiful. The game itself and how it catered to noobs, garbage. Cold War, which is a little bit more actually skill. The game itself didn't look as nice personally. Then you go to Vanguard. It's old. Game looks like
Mhm.
and the gameplay is
Yeah.
So I don't want to play that game. And so then you're going, because that's also Modern Warfare Engine. Then we're going to have another year of Modern Warfare Engine, 2022. So it's like people were making the comparison of 2019 to Vanguard being just like a reskin. It's the same engine. You know, the game is just going to feel the exact same. It's just old-timey looking. We're literally going to be playing Modern Warfare 2019 for another year. It's the same engine. It's going to be the same assets. It's going to be the same guns. They're going to probably add like the M4. And then they're going to be like, okay, we had the M4 in 2019, right? Yeah. So what should we add now?
The M4 too?
The M13, we already had that? Yeah. Let's call it the M14. Oh,
There you go. There you
but
go.
that's all Modern Warfare 2
Yo,
2022
imagine,
is going to be.
The damage of an M4 with the speed of an M13? Kill. Yeah.
Yeah. Don't say that too loudly. They're going to pick up on that and put that in there and not bounce change it for 6 months. So
Right. I mean, hey, you know, hey, it's fun to abuse it if you're good enough.
So then I hope after Modern Warfare 2022, because then that means that Treyarch has had 3 years to work on some banging Black Ops. It could be Black Ops 2 remastered. It could be Black Ops 5 and they go similar style Black Ops 4. Literally anything Black Ops and they don't go 50 years in the past. Take my money.
Yeah.
Take my money. I'll buy it.
Modern game or slightly futuristic, I'll take it.
Take my money, dude. I want it. Like Black Ops 4 is the perfect time period. There's no flying, there's no jetpacks in my freaking pockets. But it's like, ooh, we're a little bit futuristic. These guns are a little bit out there. You have some cool tacticals and lethals and abilities. Oh, this is perfect.
Would you still buy it if it implemented Warzone?
Yeah. Dude. Yeah. Okay. Literally
5 games, guns in one Warzone?
Oh, no, Warzone 2 has been announced. And it literally
Modern Warfare, Cold War, Vanguard, Modern Warfare 2, and then potentially whatever Treyarch made 5 guns.
I don't give a flying flip about Warzone if the multiplayer from a Black Ops game is good. Then I'm never playing Warzone in my life. The only
Let's
reason
go.
why I play Warzone right now is because Vanguard was a heaping pile of trash.
That's true. That's honestly true.
And so I don't care if they then add 5 guns that shoot unicorns. If the multiplayer is fine, then I'm just going to play the multiplayer. Like,
I
that's the
don't
point
care
that
if
I'm
they're
at.
shooting unicorns.
Like, literally, it should just be, and this might, okay, it should either be like Warzone stays a consistent thing that gets updated like COD Mobile, or Blackout is actually released on the Treyarch games. Because if you took Blackout and just modified it with what was good with Warzone, then you could also make that just a game mode that's released every, now it's going to be 2 years. That's way more than enough time to remake Warzone, then Blackout, then Warzone, then Blackout. So you just cycle in those games' guns. And you're not cycling in, okay, we can't make anything original for Warzone. No original updates, no events. Hey, Treyarch, let's just add your guns in here and call it a day. Like, that doesn't work. We've seen that. They were not fun. The game was not fun. It was not, there's no change. I just like to point this out every single time. Dude, Fortnite updates their game like every 3 days. Like, they have freaking raptors. They have freaking Spider-Man. The Rock's in there, man. What does Warzone got?
He's got a random person that looks like Attack on Titan. For those you Keaton's falling out of his chair. What does Call of Duty got? They got
Literally
some random
nothing.
guy from Attack on Titan.
But
that's literally, I think that's literally the only like thing other than here's a guy that has a gas mask and he shoots radioactive bullets out of his World War II gun. Here's a girl with a freaking cat ears anime bundle number 7. Here's a blunt 420 battle bundle. Like, dude.
But see, and the crazy thing between, even if someone was to compare like that to Fortnite, is that doesn't change the gameplay at all. Nothing changed with any of those things dropping. But Fortnite is, all right, let's collab with Spider-Man, and then we have these Spider-Man mythics that can literally web sling you around the map. And using those things is like too fun for no reason.
Mm-hmm.
But it's like any drop like that. You had the Naruto collab way back when, and you actually had mythics from the Naruto collab. And then the amount of events that they drop is insane. The only events we got in Warzone?
It was
Stadium. We opened the roof. Wow.
The first one, boat. Zombies. And then they had the loudest freaking intro cutscene of a boat crashing onto the. Nobody went to it. And
like the amount of POI changes in Fortnite makes it fun because there's so much different stuff you can do. In Warzone, it's we got a boat with zombies on it. Nobody dropped there. You dropped there the first day. Nobody dropped there ever again in their life.
I'm taking over Verdansk. It's time to blow it up.
The amount of people that probably forgot about that update, I was included. Like, you just brought that up. I'm like, what? There was a boat? There were zombies on that boat? How does that make sense?
The contamination zones. The contamination zones.
Yes, contamination zones. The Warzone has been fixed. Like, it's so bad.
Let's get rid of these locations, and then they change at the next week, and then maybe we'll forget to update it next week. Who knows?
And then it's just, okay, we had Stadium open up. Stadium sucks. Inside the Stadium's dookie. That thing should have just been blown up and remade as something new.
Yep.
We finally went through. Well, then you had Cold War drop, and like the whole, yeah. Oh my gosh, this insane map change. This is gonna be a whole new map. Dash is gonna be gone. Dude, it was freaking green. Somebody sneezed on my screen, and it was just a green filter, man. That's not an update. That doesn't make sense.
Somebody sneezed on my screen.
Like, that's
green.
all it was.
Oh man.
So, yeah, that game shambles.
As you can
So,
tell, we really love Warzone.
I really hope Microsoft just
Please save it, please.
like they could fire everyone, start brand fresh new, literally just name the games like Call of Duty blank and start the 2-year cycle, really put some development behind it, realize and actually take feedback from the community on what works in Warzone, multiplayer, CDL, competitive scene. The games could be insane. They could literally just Microsoft literally has a freaking flash drive with Black Ops 2 on it, and they could plug that sucker in, say we're charging $20 for it, go pick it up. Everyone would buy that thing instantly. Black Ops would be saved. Call of Duty would be saved. That's it. That's all we need. Done.
Instantly, when you said, "Oh, Microsoft could just fire people," can we swear on this podcast or no? Are we allowed? I don't think we've ever sworn.
I don't know.
I don't think I'm going to. But like, okay, so instantly when you said, "Oh, Microsoft can fire people," that instantly made me think of Gordon Ramsay's like clip. And if people know what I'm talking about, it's just like, "You screw off, screw off, screw off, screw off." You know what I'm talking about? Like that's what I feel like Microsoft could do and just save everything.
Yeah, honestly.
But, I think I would definitely buy Black Ops 2 if they were just like, yeah, here's a new revamped version, better graphics, same guns, everything's the same, just new better graphics.
Yeah, like literally.
Here's a better League play that you could play.
Yeah, and like League playing stuff too. Like that should literally be a source of code that you just copy and paste in the next game, and then you're done. And especially with a 2-year cycle, you need comp to be launched on launch. If it's going to be a 2-year cycle, we can't have the game launches. We wait 6 months, have competitive. It sucks for the first 3 months, and then we can finally play it. That's not going to go well for 2-year cycles.
They need to just hire the same team of developers to make any sort of like competitive Call of Duty, and then they just go from game to game every year, and they just make their own little tweaks. They just jump over to different games. You know, Modern Warfare, let's say they hire a team. They make the freaking League play. They're like, okay, here's the Modern Warfare guns. We're going to tweak them. We're going to get rid of these guns to make it balanced. And then we're going to go over now to Cold War. We're going to do the same thing, but we're going to revamp it because it's a different game. We're going to go to Vanguard now. Now we're going to go to this game. They're just going to keep the same people making the same competitive game and then just have it ready on launch date.
And they just need to take community support and input. Because if anyone is out there thinking like, no, COD's like good right now. Like if any of you Timmies out there are thinking like, no, this is COD.
This is the best COD has ever been.
Like this is COD, right? And it's like all the kids that just main Warzone, that's all you do, and you're like, no, Warzone's good. This is COD. This is how you play COD. No. I want you to get teleported back 6 years and play COD, please. This is the most garbage COD experience I can think of. And there's people remaking CODs right now. Like they're literally, there's a Black Ops 2, I forget the code name of it, but it was just like those
plutonium.
Yeah, it was like those servers, and they just boot up the servers with their own anti-cheat, which worked better than the COD's anti-cheat. And literally people were just like trick shot on them, playing pubs. That's where we need to be right now. We need to recover for a couple of years and do something like that.
Yeah. On top
of that, then we can go into something new.
Call of Duty Online, like the Japanese, Chinese, I was like Eastern Call of Duty, right? They had a bunch of Call of Duties in one thing, but only people in, I don't know which country it is. I think it's Japan, somewhere over there. Only those people could play Call of Duty Online. And they recently shut down that server. And people are like, why did they do that? So we don't have the funding anymore. Funding? Well, how much monies do you make? How do you not have money to fund it? I'm just over it.
Oh man, yeah, okay. I know. I'm sure I could talk more about
we need to move.
but let's I think we're gonna skip the next topic. Let's transition straight up into, because talking about COD and how COD used to be good. It's left me a little empty inside.
Yeah.
Some would say this is a great segue. Some would say like a ghost.
Oh. Now, I just want to say first, I apologize to my mother because
Oh gosh.
she's gets spooked
Oh.
when it comes to ghosts. So, and she doesn't know about this yet, and she listens. So, hi, mom. Keaton saying hi. Yep. Okay. All right. So, whew, all right. I don't want to think about it anymore because I feel like if I give it attention, it comes back. So, I'm not gonna say names of what I called him, her, it, they. So
Mommy?
mommy. So I late at night woke up. I wake up in the middle of the night uh for some reason. Like I'll be dead tired and I'll go to bed at 9 and then I'll wake up at like 12 and then 3 and then I'll wake up like 5 minutes before my alarm. So my
Well, you
brain
know why
for
that
some reason,
is?
no why.
Your REM cycles will wake you up at specific times. It's usually every hour and a half. Is in between REM cycles. So if you like went to bed at 9 and woke up at 12, that's 3 hours. That's two REM cycles. So your body just might naturally wake up sometimes.
Oh, oh, can it stop? Can it not do that?
No.
Because for some reason I don't need a freaking alarm anymore. My brain's just like, oh, it feels like it's about to be 7 in the morning. Let's wake him up. And so then it wakes me up. But regardless, I woke up at around 3 in the morning. Devil's hour, witch's hour. Wasn't great when I checked my phone and I was
Woke up at
thirsty.
3 a.m.
It wasn't great when I checked my phone and I was like, I don't have water in my room. I'm very thirsty. So I get up and I snore. So my throat, as you can imagine, was very dry. So I go out into my kitchen. So I leave my room left. My hallway goes down, and then 2 bedrooms. There's my sister's old room, and then the garage. So I go into the kitchen, right, the opposite way, take a right, get some water. As I'm going back into my room, I'm going into a dark hallway. All right, dark hallway. As soon as I turn the corner from the kitchen, I shit. I'm sorry. I tell you not.
What?
Nothing happened. I tell you not. My sister's room is always shut. This door is open, right? This door is open. I'm like, oh, that's weird. And my eyes are adjusted because I've obviously been sleeping in the dark. So I stand there and I'm like, why is it open? Why is this door open? So I'm walking towards my room and all of a sudden I just see like what I could imagine fingers on the door frame. Like just this part, just these parts of the fingers, I'm seeing that on the outside. 2 hands, and I darted into my room. I was just not going to deal with that. And maybe somebody was pulling a joke on me. I hope. I hope.
You should have
Because
just ran at it and swung.
come at me now. Okay. No, man. There's this from previous podcasts. I've woken up in my sleep and had something feel like it was in my face, made a noise, went over me, and then I was paralyzed. Like it felt like I was paralyzed and couldn't move. This thing that's in my house has been here forever. I swear to God.
Get
Like
some like incense and start doing
some
some
incense.
rituals, you know?
Incense? Like the smelly stuff?
Yeah. Do
I
some
think it's like sage.
Oh, yeah, that works too.
Because yeah, you can either make your room smell good better or get rid of the ghost.
Maybe your ghost friend will just be like, hey, it smells good in there. I won't hurt these guys.
I've only hated him. Smells like freaking garbage.
Yeah.
No, but yeah, I absolutely I want to move. Ultimately, uh, if first it showed itself by making noise and paralyzing me. Before, the first time I've ever seen it was standing in my doorway in the pitch dark. Now I've seen its hands. So let's just freaking jump to it and strangle me already. So kill me now,
Some
man.
phasmophobia.
Yeah,
Some
really, just like cover your eyes. Like, guess who? like, dude, I'm so just. If you're gonna do something, man. Let me swing. Let me swing. Yeah, that's what has happened to me recently, and it's very not fun. But I'm gonna skip your next topic here, Keaton, and I'm gonna
Hey,
ask you a question.
oh, oh.
If you can make it quick, go
Okay,
for it.
wait. I have a question. What is that behind you?
This?
Yeah, is that just a big
That's,
barrel?
that's my garbage can.
Oh, okay. Well, I guess okay. It's kind of what I was thinking.
Okay.
It's just
Okay. For those who are on video, I can't do that. For those who are on video, this garbage can right here, right? It used to be like down here, small. I found a bigger one, and now it's up here.
it grew.
It
Okay.
grew. I watered it.
So that's a little piece from your personal life. Here's a little piece from my personal life. It's been about a month since the last podcast where it was just me and Ryan, and we were talking about New Year's resolutions, and I went through me buying a Ninja Foodie blender, and while I was doing that, I was trying to gain weight. And I almost think this is kind of perfect because if I talk about this every month, then I'm held to do it, right? So,
Oh, yeah.
this month, weighed myself for the first time. I've weighed 130 pounds since sophomore year of high school. It is now my sophomore year of college. Started from January 1st. I've been drinking a bunch of shakes, high calories, loads of food. And for the first time ever, I hit above 140. So I've gained 10-ish pounds. Now, I was like 140.4, so some of that is like the food in me. So I think realistically, I'm like a solid 138. But I hit over 140, so there's my update. Yeah.
Are you having like a set weight that you're trying to get to?
So I think I mentioned it last time, but you're supposed to be like within like a range, like your ideal. I want to get 150. Ideally, like perfect case is I hit like 155 and then I cut down to 150. Just that way I have like, extra weight, and then you cut that and I go down to 150, and then not that I'm going to like look shredded, but lose the weight of 155 and go down to 150 and look toned. So that's my goal.
All right.
So,
so this next topic, Keaton has no idea what I'm about to ask.
No clue.
So I don't.
I might get exposed on this podcast.
I'm gonna give you the options. I mean, obviously you're your own person, but you can either answer this, or we can just end the podcast here.
If the podcast cuts, then you know what the answer is.
You know what the answer is.
Yeah.
So back months ago, Frankie and I surprised you for your birthday, right? Then months later, me and you surprised Frankie for his birthday. Am I getting a surprise? Are you guys just like waiting? Because I've been paranoid ever since, and like my birthday has been passed, so I was expecting maybe like a week before, maybe a week after. It's been like 2 weeks. I'm like still waiting. So I don't. This just like I think I've told you that maybe we should prank Frankie for his birthday to make it seem like we're gonna do something and have it just keep adding on paranoia prank. That's what I'm thinking you guys are doing at this point.
Well, with the times we're in, especially when it was your birthday, I remember Frankie's mom, I think, had COVID, or it was something like that. We couldn't film that week. We were going to film a couple videos.
Was that the week?
No.
Was it ruined?
It wasn't going to happen. I'm sure. I mean,
was there talks about?
I mean, maybe that could have happened that week. I don't know.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know,
Was there talk? Come on.
I mean,
The
I
people want,
talk, you know.
the people want to know.
I'm talking right now.
Not me, but was there talk about it? Huh? Yeah. No. Okay.
What?
All right. Well. All right. He doesn't want to give up anything. It's fine. That's fine.
Am I on the podcast right now?
Is this a podcast? Who knows? I know what it is. It is the end of the podcast.
Is this a camera?
Is this on? Wait, this mic? Hello?
Is this a mic? Hold up.
Anyways,
How'd you get me
everybody, thank you for listening and watching this podcast on a Sunday. Oh, here we go. I'm gonna mess up this time.
You want me to say it?
We upload these podcasts 4:30 on Sunday and YouTube and 7 a.m. on iTunes and Spotify, along with our weekly Wednesday content at 4:30 on YouTube. Please do not forget to check our link tree. It should be linked down below in the description of each podcast since a couple ago, I think. That's where you can get your quick content on Instagram and TikTok. TikTok is our best way to get funny, quick video clips before, I think, the Wednesday content, or after the Wednesday content comes out if you haven't watched the video already. But anyways, Keaton, if you have anything else to say to the good old folks out there.
Stay happy, stay healthy, be whoop.
Live, laugh, laugh, love.
Live, laugh, love. Smile more.
Smile.
And
Roman Atwood.
we'll see you guys next time for Ryan's birthday surprise. Goodbye.